watching Thrifty Kaniffy. Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. So I've got a kind of a fun piece for you guys today. I wouldn't want anyone to take this knife too seriously. It's not going to be a type of knife that I'm actually would carry. There are going to be people out there that would, but for me, no, it's not. It's not a practical knife. I bought this for fun. But this is the Boker Plus. It comes in this box. And Boker Plus, they have knives made in several locations, but this one made in China. This is the 01BO194 Boker Plus Bad Guy in black. And again, you see they're made in China. And the reason the box is so large, at least in part, comes with this nice little zipper case. Get the Boker Plus logo on this side. It's plain on this side. Comes with a little loop here, so you can attach that to something. And then it just zips closed. Then you've got 3 pockets inside here, one with a little Velcro closing, and then two other pouches. The knife would actually go in here, in this pouch, and then you could keep like your tool in here. Comes with a little Allen, well, not Allen key, but a L-shaped Torx wrench with 2 different sizes Torx. One for the larger pivot and the 2 smaller handle screws. And then you also get, well, the knife itself comes wrapped in this wax paper, the Boker Plus logo on it. And you get 2 little pamphlets here with some information, one in English and one in German. Provides you some basic information about history of Boker. Gives you a QR code for their website. Information about the warranty, and then also care instructions. So just some basic information there, and then again, like I said, one in German, one in English. And then the knife itself is here. Now I'm going to bring up the description on their website because I think it's a really good one. Generally speaking, wouldn't try to recite the information straight off of a lot of websites, but this particular knife has a really good description, and I think it does a good job of explaining what this knife is all about and providing, you know, some context to what it is that we're looking at here. So this is designed by Franck Souville. The Boker Plus Bad Guy is a massive slip joint pocket knife with an impressive appearance, and I would definitely agree with that. It's very large. The French knife maker from picturesque Montgolfier is known far beyond the country's borders for his reliable, extremely sturdy knives, and combines classic designs with innovative manufacturing techniques and state-of-the-art materials. In doing so, the gifted blacksmith lacks neither imagination nor originality. Now, I would definitely agree with that, because this is definitely not your typical knife. It says the wide clip point blade is made of D2. All right, let's take a look at that. So we do have a very wide clip point blade. You can see that is more than an inch, probably an inch and a half tall. And it is provided with an impressive hairline finish. All right, let's look at that. So the hairline finish here is kind of horizontally done. And a lot of times you'll have, you know, like a vertical finish. This is not. This is a little different. But it's satin finished. But kind of neat. So it says, has an impressive hairline finish and distinctive ricasso. So here's your ricasso. I'm not exactly sure what's quite so distinctive about that, but okay, whatever. It says the knife is opened by nail nick. That is true. Though I would say it's more of a pinch open. Yeah, it just has the one nail nick on the one side. And I do use that to get it started and then pull it out the rest of the way just by the blade. It's okay. So but I would call that more of a long pull than a nail nick. And it does not lock. No, it is not a locking knife. This is actual slip joint, normal slip joint. The exceptional G10 handle scales have a coarse texturing reminiscent of a rustic forged skin. Now look at that texturing. That is just to me, that is what set this knife apart for me to get it. I just really like the way that they did the little pitting on there. And then all the other features add along on top of that just makes for a really attractive G10 scale. And then you've got the red underliners, which we're about to discuss here. It says indicated bolsters. Indicated. Okay. So you have this little line here that gives it an indication of a traditional style bolster. They didn't put any kind of texturing on the smooth part here at the top, which is interesting. Okay, a lot of people have done that. That's not too, unfamiliar. And then it says it has red fiber layers. So I guess they're just talking about here the underliners underneath, which makes it, kind of give a little pop of color. And a stylized skull emblem, which, I've never seen anything like that on a knife before, so that was kind of neat. And it kind of fits the theme of the name, which says is a bad guy, so kind of a tough skull kind of attitude towards the knife. So a stylized skull emblem on the front underline the provocative character of the knife. Yeah, it is rather provocative and pretty intimidating too. I mean, if you pulled this out on an old lady, she'd be freaking out. So it's supplied with a lanyard hole and also high quality nylon sheath, which we've already looked at, right? So there's your sheath, right? So what to say more about it? I mean, it's just sort of a cool knife, and the cool factor is kind of what draw me in to the knife and the design of it. Obviously not something I'm going to carry. Now, I know there's people that will. I've already heard from one person saying that they own one of these and they carry it in their coat pocket. So, yeah, I guess if a coat pocket would be pretty large, you could fit that in there. But this knife is particularly heavy. I mean, this is not going to be an EDC. It's going to be one of those things you carry, whenever you're in the mood. But definitely not your normal styles there. So you're looking at a 5-ounce knife, pretty heavy. It's not even as heavy as, say, a Buck 110. But, the G10 scales probably lighten it up a little bit by comparison. But if you actually want to see a size comparison here, we have a Buck 110 to kind of give you a better idea of the scale of this thing. It's quite a bit larger top to bottom and nearly as long, maybe just like 1/8 of an inch longer with the Buck 110. So a very large knife. Could it be carried? Sure, it can. But this isn't really something you can slip on your pocket. It's more like just something you throw in a bag or something like that. So I'm not sure how you would carry it with the quote-unquote sheath that they say. I'd call it more of a case. But I'm glad they included it. It's a nice way to protect the knife and keep it isolated. But overall, I just think this is a fun knife and not meant for anything super serious. Looks like they used, stainless screws here and probably a nickel silver style shield. If we take a closer look at the blade, we can see that it indeed is a clip point blade, and it measures about 3 5/8 inches long to the lanyard, or excuse me, to the bolster, and to the bottom of the tang there. And on this side, you get the D2 indication of metal material. I think this is actually a serial number, and then you get the Boker Plus logo there. But nice pull on this. I'd say coming out, it's maybe about a 7, and then it gets a little firmer, and then about 7.5 it locks in. But on the back side, once it's locked in, I'd say that's probably an 8.5 trying to get it released, and then it's pretty smooth the rest of the way forward. And I can hear that stop on there, so I know I'm not bottoming out the blade. Plenty of space down there for the blade. You're not going to get any blade wrap. You can see how well centered that is. Kind of give an idea of the thickness of this guy. All right, up here I believe it's 3 millimeters. Then it narrows out a good bit. Might even be wider than that. Actually, I have my instrument tool here. We can check. It's the top of the blade, for the blade thickness. Let's take a peek at that. Yeah, over 3 millimeters, so about almost 4, about 3.9 on the top portion of that. So the blade stock pretty thick, and then you can see it narrows down pretty good. But this is sharp enough. I don't really want to touch it much. You can see the grind pretty even, and you'd expect a pretty decent grind from $80 knife, right? But they've done a good job on that. Boker usually does a pretty decent job on their grinds. But just a fun enough knife, guys, and it's not one to be taken seriously. I understand why no one would necessarily want to carry this, and believe me, I've got plenty of knives that would do a much better job for everyday carry. But this is certainly one that's fun, and you can't deny the cool factor of it. Cool name, cool shield, cool blade, cool jig. Well, I wouldn't call it jigging, but let's just the texturing, okay? And designed by an international French guy that is famous for kind of designing some of the more imaginative knives, I suppose you would say. But that's going to do it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, the Boker Bad Guy can be had on Smoky Mountain Knife Works right now. It's on sale for $80, normally around $100. So not the least expensive knife you'll ever buy, but a fun one nonetheless. And anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic day today. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell to be made aware of videos when they drop. You guys take care.